Today on the podcast, are you ready to feel truly energized and confident? We're diving into holistic health. How can integrating mind, body, and spirit change your life? Don't miss this enlightening episode. I'm Natalie Tysdal, a journalist who decided enough is enough. I left a career that looked glamorous to do what I was scared of doing, going out on my own. I'm a married working mom of 3. On this podcast, we're going to talk about issues that really matter. Why am I not sleeping? What's up with that diet everyone's talking about? Are my kids falling behind? How do I leave that job and start over? Welcome to the Natalie Tysdal podcast. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to the Natalie Tysdal podcast, where we explore the intersections of faith, health, and family. I'm your host, Natalie Tysdal, a former TV anchor turned passionate advocate for holistic well-being. Today, we have an exciting episode lined up for you as we dive into the world of holistic health with our special guest, Desiree Barlett. Desiree is a renowned expert in holistic health and wellness with an impressive career spanning over 25 years. She's a yoga teacher, personal trainer, and health coach who has dedicated her life to helping others achieve balance and fulfillment. In this episode, we'll explore what holistic health truly means and how integrating mind, body, and spirit can lead to a more energized and confident life. Here are some key takeaways that you can expect from our conversation today. Holistic health and wellness is about feeling good, feeling confident, not just looking good. Desi tells us how to do just that. Also, she is going to dig into focusing on individual goals, creating goals, and finding what makes you passionate. I found Desi to be absolutely beautiful inside and out. You'll see. And she is incredibly inspiring. Before we get started, would you do me a favor? Take a minute, subscribe to the Natalie Tysdal podcast. Not just doing me a favor, but hopefully doing you one too. I want you to stay updated on the latest episodes. And if you enjoyed the discussion, as I know you will, would you leave a review and share it with your friends? Let's spread the word about the importance of staying healthy. Thank you for being here. Let's get started today. Desi, all the way from Hawaii, thank you for joining me. It looks so beautiful there.
Aloha. It is gorgeous here. We feel so blessed to live in paradise.
Talk about, your audience is women. My audience is primarily women, and we're always looking to get healthier. It's a huge part of my platform, but it's not about just feeling or looking, I should say. It's not about just getting into the skinny jeans, looking good. It's about energy. It's about feeling. It's about everything about our health and our wellness.
Absolutely. And I'm so excited to connect with you. I've heard so many of your shows, and I've listened to so many amazing experts talk about health. And I love how deep you go, and how, again, it's not just about the skinny jeans or how we look on the outside. So what I see more often than not is I see a lot of women who are trying to lose the same 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds year after year. Yeah. They are quite literally killing themselves, pushing so hard with every new fad diet, every new fad workout, and they might lose it and then it just comes back on. And because they may or may not have lost it the correct way, they actually wind up putting on more fat. So I don't even go to okay, what are the measurements? How much do you weigh? I don't go there to begin with. What I go to first is, how do you feel about yourself? How do you feel in your own skin? And most importantly, what is the dream of your life? Because I'm a yoga teacher, and I believe that the physical body is a vessel to help us move through our daily lives in a way that we can feel strong and inspired and be of service. So if I can understand what is it you want to do in this life, then I can help you. But I'm not just going to how big are your hips?
But, I never thought it was about that. And growing up, kind of ate what I wanted, but I've always been pretty healthy. But then you hit, my kids are in college, I turned 50, and it gets harder to do the regular things. And so I never thought it was fitting into the jeans. But now when I can't fit into the jeans, I'm really depressed. Are you looking for ways to stay energized, healthy, and to help your family stay healthy? I've started taking supplements from Seeking Health, and it has changed the game for me. I no longer worry that my family is getting enough of the vitamins we need, and I know the quality of what we're taking is top notch. I take an immunity support supplement, magnesium, and several others, including electrolytes to stay hydrated. So many people ask me about these supplements that I've made it really easy for you to find right on my website, natalietysdal.com/favorites. Also, bonus, I have a coupon code to help you save 10% on your order. You will find that coupon code on the website as well. Go to natalietysdal.com/favorites. Click on Seeking Health. I may earn a small commission if you purchase there, but that's just to help my small business grow, the website and the podcast, to keep this news and good interviews coming your way. Again, natalietysdal.com/favorites and click on Seeking Health.
I totally hear you. And what worked before doesn't work now. Yeah. So we used to be able
mentally, that
Yes.
turns into something. We don't want it to, and we try to tell ourselves, oh, it doesn't really matter. But mentally, we feel guilty. And I know women out there listening going, that's me. We feel guilty. We feel ashamed. We feel like, why can't I do this?
Yes. And you're not alone. I'm there too. I'm 52 years old. And I noticed as I started to go through perimenopause and there was the hormonal shift, my body started to change. And it is completely common to put on more belly fat. You don't even necessarily need to see a change in the scale. This fat pattern redistributes. And then all of a sudden the jeans are a little bit tight and you're like, goodness gracious, what's happening?
Yeah.
So where I go is, what's happening in your heart? What's happening in the dream of your life today? Is the dream of your life to go out into the world and to be of service and to share your voice? Yes. Do you want to appear in the way that allows you to feel good in your body? Yes. Okay. Well, let's go within. Let's set the intention clearly for that voice and let's celebrate your body until today, where it's gotten you. Have you had a baby? Oh my goodness, can you thank your abdomen for being a home and a sanctuary for the baby that came through your body? I truly believe we cannot shame ourselves or hate ourselves into the body of our dreams.
Well, and it's one thing to say it, it's another to really believe it and to really do it and appreciate what our bodies have given us to date. I mean, you and I both, I have 3 kids. I know you have 2. And that means more than getting into the skinny jeans any day. However, I still want to feel confident when I go out,
Of course,
not having to buy new clothes. So now let's talk about other things. Let's talk about ways to get there I know you concentrate on things like yoga, meditation, mindset. Get us to a place where we can feel inspired by that. Give us some tips.
So I've been in fitness and yoga my entire adult life, 30 years, and I really know what works and what doesn't work. And I've had the pleasure of working with thousands of women. And what I've seen work is let's begin with a clear intention. What is your why? We know that in business. Let's bring it into the business of your body. Begin with what is your why? Every morning, I want you to connect to that clear intention. Before you turn on the phone, before you reach for caffeine, drop deep into stillness and your breath and connect to it. So that becomes the guiding light, not what's on Netflix, what's on the news. Don't let the day just kind of pull you away. Next, I would love for you to get adequate protein. We want to see 1 gram per pound of body weight. Abs are cooked in the kitchen. If you want to see more lean muscle mass and striation, the little cuts, I need you to up the protein.
Give me some ideas here. I struggle with that. I think I'm good at protein, but give me an example. So for, a typical woman at 150, 60, 140 to 160 pounds, maybe, what does protein look like for a day?
So in the morning, if you like a smoothie, I would add some protein powder, whatever kind you want to use. If you eat everything, perhaps you're using whey protein because it's really high. If you are vegan or vegetarian, it might be pea-based or some other form of protein. Then when we get to breakfast, if you are an omnivore, you're probably going to have some kind of lean protein, whether it's eggs, if you do eggs, cheese, not a lot of cheese though, and I prefer it to be really low in fat if possible. And then also any kind of meat. It might be chicken breast, it might be sausage, We're so scared of eating these foods that are really satiating, and they're so good for us because they're going to keep us full, and they're
Mm-hmm.
going to keep us away from like grabbing those little carby snacks and
Yes.
running for the coffee and the pastries. So lunch and dinner are going to be really similar. You're going to have a green leafy vegetable, some sort of protein. Again, if you're omnivore, it's probably going to be fish, chicken, red meat, and you just do that again at dinner. But I really highly suggest that you set yourself up for success with meal planning. So
Uh-huh.
what that looks like is on Sunday, you just write it out, and you can repeat it week after week if you're like, wait, I don't really have a lot of time for this. But if it's not planned, what's going to happen? You're going to go to the drive-through, you're going to run into that place on the corner, and you're just going to want a little lift. The next tip is commit to movement. We got to move. Our bodies are designed to move. Our joints move through a specific range of motion. And if we are sitting all day long, they're not, right? We need the shoulders, we need the hips, we need the lower back. We need it all to move with breath. And that's what keeps us healthy and vital. So that's the combination for me. It's clear intention, deep breath into that intention, and commitment to it. Lots of water, lean protein, and move. Get moving. It's so much fun, and it will move emotion through you. If you're like, but wait, I'm stressed, I'm anxious, I've got all the things going on. Movement is medicine, and it will help.
So important. And you mentioned Sundays, plan out your meals. I try, I'm not always successful. I always tell people like, I am on this journey with you. I'm doing it. But plan out your schedule and when you're going to move, when you're going to exercise, when you're going to go on that walk. If we wait and we say, I'll take the walk later when I get everything done, and then you wonder why you don't go on the walk. Like let the walk be first. Let the food planning be first. Then you're less likely to fail.
Absolutely. And if you go for that walk, what's going to happen? Now you've got endorphins going. Now you've got that little bit of kick. Now when you go to do the work that you feel like, oh, I have to get this done, you have more inspiration, more energy.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes I know it's hard. I've been there where you think, I don't feel like going on a walk. It's cold outside. I like to just say, I'm just going to walk to the street. Like I'm just going to walk down there. I'm just going to put the clothes on. I'm just going to walk to the street. And then usually it's, okay, I'm already here. I may as well do the whole thing.
Exactly. There's a whole psychology behind that, Natalie. If you move for 10 minutes, what I do is I give people the permission, move with me for 10 minutes. If you don't feel like it after 10 minutes, it's okay. Go home. I've never had anyone, never.
You just got to get your feet on the ground. Okay. Give us more tips. Other things that we can do.
Yes. I made an appointment with someone, so a friend, someone in your family. We're going to go for a walk at 4:00.
Mm-hmm.
If you know that someone is waiting for you, especially as women, we don't want to let anyone down most of the time, but we will let ourselves down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So let's stay committed to someone else to begin, and then let's get to the point where we can put our own name down. 4 p.m. I have an appointment with myself to do this. So there's a commitment.
Yeah.
I would also highly suggest that you get in different forms of movement. I like the combination of yoga and fitness. I speak 2 languages, hablo español también.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like it's combining 2 languages of movement. A squat and chair pose are essentially the same thing, but depending on the energy that you bring to it, it has a different expression.
Yeah, I love that idea. So when we're strengthening from the inside out, right? That's kind of the theme here. So we're talking about what we put in our body, 2 different kinds of exercise. What else? What are the things that you find people are most successful with that inspires them to do all of this?
I bring people into a deep place of meditation, whether I'm working with them individually or on my website. I go deep into meditation and visualization so that we can commit in our minds. And when we can see it, then we can create it. Other way I find is just a little too hard. But if I can take you even for 30 seconds into the dream of your life, then that workout takes on new meaning. Again, it's not just, can I fit in my jeans? It's, can I feel strong and confident from the inside out so that I can go out and share my message, whatever that is, with joy and not feel like, oh, I'm just tired and I want to nap.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing maybe we can hit on here is when people get to, you mentioned you're 53, I'm 50, I'm about to turn 53. Um, th- Things change though hormonally. So obviously we're hungry in a different way, the fat distributes in a different way, our energy levels change. Can you touch on that in ways that when you just feel different, you don't feel energized and the caffeine doesn't work anymore? How do you turn
Yes.
that around?
So, Natalie, after 25 years of being out of school, I went back to school and I'm getting my PhD right now. And my doctoral thesis is all about this. And what I found is that as we have a decline in the sex hormones, progesterone, think of pro is for, gesterone is gestation, that hormone is higher when we're having babies. That declines, estrogen declines. Now we start to feel tired, our bodies change, perhaps the hair thins out, there might be hot flashes, sleep disturbances, waist thickening, the list goes on. What the heck can we do? Move. Again, movement is medicine. And what's so fascinating is that there can be a 25% increase in how you feel, just feeling better and more well-being if you understand what's happening in your body. Not movement yet, but just education.
Mhm.
So educate yourself, learn about the changes in your body. We don't have a class for this in school. There's no like perimenopause class
Yeah.
101. And if we educate ourselves, 25% increase in how we feel. If we move, yoga and strength training have both been shown to improve how we look and feel by about 50%. So now we've got the 25% from education, 50% here, other 25% we can cover with mindset. So let's get all of this together so that we feel energetic again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Breathe into nature, go outside, get some sunshine, let go of all the processed foods, be aware of the media that you're consuming. It isn't just what goes in our mouth, it's what goes into our eyes and our ears. Set yourself up for success and listen to things that are inspirational as you're moving.
Listen to podcasts. That's how I got turned on to podcasts, was I needed something to feel. If I went on that walk just to get the fresh air and to get moving, I got in my own mind. I would go, okay, I have a million things to do. I need to get back. I should only take this one block because I need to get back. But if I could get into something that fed my mind and made me feel inspired, that the movement then, I kind of forgot that I was even moving.
Exactly. It becomes like a moving meditation. And that can be through your podcasts. I was listening to you this morning and
Thank you.
enjoying your voice so much. It can be through a guided workout with me on my website. Whatever it is, having someone there to sort of emotionally hold your hand or connect with so that you can learn something, it's so important. Once we hit 50, we're not done learning. There's always something new to learn.
Tell me more about your website. I know you've created a new membership now where people can get all of this that we're talking about.
Yes, so I've had the pleasure of working. I lived in LA for 20 years. I worked with a lot of celebrities, a lot of high profile folks, and it was really, really, really fun. And what I learned from them is that they take the time for self-care. And I'm like, okay, how can I bring all of this self-care that I share with these amazing people to everyone? And how can I do it in an affordable way? All right, let's go through the website. I've created this platform that has yoga, fitness, meditation, all together as one. We are not just our body and our mind separately. They are interconnected. And so the workouts are focused on weaving those three elements together like a braid so that you feel nourished and inspired and not just like, oh, that was a good workout.
Are they all home based? Because for me, I have a membership at a gym. I try to get there, but that's a whole nother thing. Right? It's I got to get out, I got to change, I got to drive, and I'm in Colorado. It's gonna be cold. So, do you think having the simplicity of workouts you can do at home, you find more success for
I
people?
do, absolutely. And especially, we have to recognize that we all lived through a pandemic and our habits have changed.
Yeah.
And so we're more accustomed to doing things at home. So I've created this so that you can do it in your living room in the comfort of your home. You don't have to deal with the time of transportation. And additionally, some of the workouts, not all of them, but some of them are filmed in the beautiful outdoors of Hawaii. So I will share Mother Nature with you and the power and the mana of this land.
Well, okay. I'm inspired. So we got to weave all these things together from the inside out for sure. Anything else you want to add before we wrap up? I just appreciate your time and what you're teaching us.
Oh, I so appreciate you. And I just wanted to share that this is not just what I do, it's who I am. And it is my joy and my honor to help each person on their path. So I would love it if you would come, take my hand, join me, and let me walk with you. I don't even have enough words to explain all that's in my heart. Just come, be with me. Let's go.
Wonderful. I will link your website to the show notes for anyone who's interested. Desi, thank you so much. It's a joy to meet you.
Oh, likewise. Thank you. And thank you for all that you're doing. You are an inspiration to me.
Thank you so much. Take care.
You too.
Thank you for joining the Natalie Tysdal podcast. You can follow along on Instagram and at natalietysdal.com. Subscribe to the show to catch every new episode and leave a review so I can continue to bring you fresh content. See you next week.